Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to English Year 5. Today we are going to learn the language focus there was and there were on page 65 of your textbook. There was, there were. The use of there was and there were is the same as there is and there are. There is and there are is in present tense. There was and there were is in past tense. So if you already know how to use there is and there are, using there was and there were isn't difficult. There was is for singular object or one thing or person, while there were is used for plural object. There is more than one thing or person. You have the time expression that tells you in the past. Example, just now, this afternoon, last night, yesterday, 2 days ago, last week, in 2020, and so on. Let's look at the affirmative form of there was and there were. Example, there was a football match. There was an exciting football match. There was a lot of pasta. There were a lot of spectators. I want you to pay attention to the sentences. Look at the keyword. A and an already tells you it is singular. Okay, so we use there was. Meanwhile, in a quantitative form, a lot of, so we have to look at the noun. If it is uncountable, we use was. Pasta is uncountable, so we use was. Spectators is plural, is countable, so we use were. To make it negative, we just put the not and apostrophe T. There wasn't, there weren't. Example, there wasn't a gold medal, there wasn't any internet, there weren't any telephones, there weren't many people. Now look at each sentence with the keyword a means it is singular. When it is singular, always use wasn't for negative form. Any that goes with uncountable noun, that is internet, for example, it is an uncountable noun, so you have to use wasn't. Any already tell you it is negative. Okay, any with telephones, for example, you have the S, means it is plural and it is countable, so you use weren't. Okay, many already tells you it is plural. That's why we have to use weren't. Let's do some practice using the exercise from your textbook, page 65. Exercise 2. Complete the text with affirmative and negative forms of there was and there were. Remember, the affirmative form is there was and there were. The negative form is there wasn't and there weren't. The first marathon, 2,500 years ago. Ago means already in the past. When it's in the past, all the verbs must be in past tense. Example, you have won. Won is the past of win. You have ran. Ran is the past of run. Was is the past of is. Were is the past of are. Okay, number 1. A war between Greece and Persia. Yes, a war means singular. Already a means one, so you use there was. There was a war between Greece and Persia and a lot of battles. Okay, you see battles already got S, means it is plural. Okay, so yes, there were a lot of battles. Number 3, a big battle. Now you have a. This battle no S. A here means it is singular. So yes, there was a big battle in a place called Marathon, which the Greeks won. This was important news, but okay, any internet. Okay, any internet, any is in negative form. So internet is uncountable. So there wasn't. Okay, in negative form. And any telephones. Telephones, you can count, is plural. Any is in negative form, so there weren't. For many, isn't it? For plural, there weren't any telephones. So a man called Philippides ran to Athens with news of the battle. He ran about 41 kilometers. Any good rods? See, any again, you have rods. Rods you can count is in plural. Any is negative, so there weren't. There weren't any good rods, so it was a difficult journey. When he arrived in Athens, he died. Exercise 3. Complete the sentences with affirmative and negative forms of there was and there were. Use many, any, or a or and. Okay, remember affirmative, we use there was, there were. For negative, we use there wasn't, there weren't. Many, you use there were many. Any, there wasn't any, or there weren't any. Any is in negative form. Okay, either wasn't or weren't any. A or an always use there was. There was a, there was and. Okay, let's see. 2,500 years ago. Any rich footballers? No. Footballers is plural. No footballers. So it's negative. There weren't any rich footballers. Number 2. Chariot races. Yes or no? Yes. Chariot races is plural races. So you use there were many. Country called Persia. Which country is called Persia? Now it's Iran. Okay. 2,500 years ago, any country called Persia? Yes. Country is singular. So use there was a country called Persia. Number 4. Sport called skateboarding. That's skateboarding? Yes or no? Long time ago. No sport called skateboarding. Okay. Now skateboarding, sport is singular. So there wasn't a sport called skateboarding. A sport. Okay. It's negative because no. Number 5. Messengers. Okay. Messengers, these are modern messengers. You have WhatsApp, Telegram. Okay, all this. But in those years, 2,500 years ago, any messengers? Yes, they used birds, for example. Okay. So, messengers is in plural with the S. So, you use there were many. Number 6. iPads. Any iPads? In those years? No. It's in negative form. iPads with the S is plural. So you use there weren't any. For your practice, you can do workbook page 53, exercise 1. You complete the table with the words in the box here. Exercise 2, you have to write the affirmative and negative sentences. Okay, if you see tick, so you write using there was or there were. If you see cross, so you write using there wasn't or there weren't. Okay, you have to look at the keywords here. For example, a lot of spectators. Remember, when you see a lot of, okay, when you see a lot of, you have to look at the nouns. Okay, spectators, you have to look. A lot of. So you look at number 1, also you have a lot of, so you look at buses. Okay, any more a lot of? Number 7. Okay, number 7, you have a lot of, so you look at goals. Okay, so be careful. Spectators, many. We have the S, so you use there were. Okay, if other than this, okay, you just look at, for example, number 2, just look at a. Okay. If it's any, number 3, any, you have to look at famous players. Okay. You look at this. If it is countable plural with the S, mean you use there were for affirmative, there weren't for negative. For more practice, you can do workbook page 95. Complete the sentences with there was, there wasn't, there were, or there weren't. Example, there wasn't a big sports center here before. The keyword is a. Okay, a is singular, use was, and there's no big sport, so it's in negative form. So number 1, a lot of, remember, look at fans. Yes or no? At the rugby match, 30,000 of them. Last night, okay, uninteresting program, the keyword is and. Okay. Number 3, 200 years ago, any, okay, the keyword is any. Any computers, when any, you have to look at computers again. Computers is plural, you can count. This afternoon, a fantastic football match. Okay, you look at a, that's the keyword. Number 5, a cinema here in 1800, so you look at a. But, okay, a again, theater. Number 6, any X, okay, you have any is in negative form, so you look at X. Well, I guess that's all for today. Hope you can use there was and there were to tell about something that has happened or past events. Till then, see you again. Bye.